Hello there.
Now, according to the most recent rumors for Godzilla Kong Supernova, we could be seeing the return of most likely Mothra. I have to assume no matter what, we're going to see Mothra return. I'm starting to feel like she's just a staple and like a fan favorite, and somehow, some way, they're always going to factor her into the plot. But could we also see Rodan return? Could we also see any other Titans return? According to the most recent rumors, according to multiple rumors, that isn't what we are seeing, with potential new forms as well. We're going to get into it all in this video. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, then consider subscribing, and let's do it.
The Atomic Fair.
Now, about a month ago, I covered a leak over on 4chan that discussed somebody who had leaked out information about a scene where a scientist is evacuating a high security facility under attack by a giant monster. Now, during that leak, he discusses some things about Mothra and Rodan and other returning Titans. Now, for this movie, without even hearing about leaks, I am definitely assuming that we are seeing many returning Titans, considering there's Titan distress calls. We are now having a Monarch response team that we know is going to be in the movie, and we are hearing a lot of tidbits and information about a mass awakening happening in Godzilla Kong Supernova in response to the so-called like arrival, or at least distress signal that comes from space, teasing the arrival of the cosmic villain. It's going to cause a lot of Titans to freak out and have like a mass awakening, similar to when Ghidorah awoke in Godzilla King of the Monsters in 2019. So it's probably going to be like another alpha call type thing that's going to trigger a lot of the Titans, and Godzilla is going to have a direct adversary looking to overthrow him as the basically ruling Titan of planet Earth, who kind of keeps the natural order in balance and everything else. So according to the most recent rumors that come from 4chan, from an anonymous person who apparently knew somebody on the set or played an extra on the set for this scene, got some information about the film through stuff that was talked about around the set, and this is what he had to say. And this kind of couples in with a more recent leak that also says that we could potentially be getting new forms for returning Titans. But this is what he said. So some of the information he said he picked up may have been distorted through games of telephone, or possibly even intentional misinformation circulated among the cast and crew, but there was talk of supernova forms being planned for a few fan favorite monsters, including Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, and a smaller goofy looking lizard monster, which a lot of people was thinking, or like he's teasing Godzilla Jr. But like I said, I don't know how much I think that is true, especially the supernova forms part. I definitely feel like we're probably going to see Godzilla Jr. in this movie. I'm really hoping we are, and a lot of the recent rumors have really touched on that fact, and even teasers and things from cast and crew members, as well as the trailers, have kind of hinted towards a Godzilla Jr. The supernova forms thing would make a lot of sense, like toy-wise and marketing-wise, but I'm not really sure how that would play into the story, and that is probably the part about this leak that throws me off the most. But a few weeks later, and this is something I've already touched on in another video, this most recent leak, we had new stuff described about this movie. They said here that the big bad is yet again an original Titan, but takes inspiration from Space Godzilla. The Titans sense the upcoming space monster and the moon's distress signal, which we have already touched on. The moon is basically going to have a distress signal, or be some kind of satellite for this cosmic villain, or think there may be some kind of Monarch facility or something as well built on the moon, according to these rumors anyway, and that there's going to be a mass awakening as the Titans sense the upcoming space monster in the moon signal, and another mass awakening event occurs. Now that is a second leak there that also talks about another mass awakening in Godzilla Kong Supernova, and then we have this third leak here that came out in the last couple weeks as well that goes into even more detail about this. They say, sensing the impending space threat, a second mass awakening of a monsters unfolds. Monarch's failure to properly control the Titan situation and warn the public of the impending disaster in the new empire. Their operations are now being overseen by the government, who look to drive the Titans back into the Hollow Earth. This comes into conflict with Kong and his kingdom. So all of this really sounds like the plot for this movie. This makes so much sense with everything that has already been teased and lined up. Remember, guys, in the Godzilla Kong the New Empire novel, they were already talking about the idea that the governments wanted to send the Titans back to the Hollow Earth, that they were getting fed up with all of the destruction and things happening around the planet, which really I think is kind of a solid plot. I don't really think it's that bad. The execution will ultimately be what matters most in how the story and everything unfolds and how the writing is. But I think if this is a plot of the movie that's not really that bad in terms of like supernova forms for Mothra and Rodan, a little sketchy on that part. Also a little sketchy on the idea even of Rodan returning, although I do kind of feel like it's possible, and I feel like it's probably gonna happen. At least we're gonna see him for like one small moment during the so-called mass awakening. Kind of feel like it would be an elephant in the room if we didn't see Rodan, considering we haven't seen him since 2019, and seeing all these other Titans would make people say, hey, where's Mothra? Where's Rodan? In terms of Mothra, we already know, according to other rumors, that Mothra is returning, that there's going to be a new set of Mothra twins in the movie, and that Mothra is ultimately going to play a role in this film. That is something I am much more likely to believe. The supernova forms is the thing that holds me up the most about these most recent rumors and actually believing whether they're true or not. But comment down below and let me know what you guys think. If we do end up seeing so-called supernova forms for like Mothra and Rodan, would you be interested in that? I'm not sure how that would play into the plot, why they would have different forms. I could see Mothra looking slightly different. Why would Rodan evolve, and why would none of the other Titans evolve? That's what kind of throws me off there, makes me kind of feel like it's bullshit. But whatever you guys think, comment down below. And for this video, that is all I got. So until the next one, guys, be safe and stay well. Bye-bye.